Well, it finally happened. Someone has decided to take Jadon Sancho off Manchester United's hands. Aston Villa, thank you. He is gone. The final lingering turd from the bomb squad is finding himself a new club. Now, we've not managed to sell him. Unfortunately, it is going to be an initial loan, but honestly, I don't care, because I was literally sitting here this morning writing a video about what now for Jadon Sancho, because it did look like he was going to be sticking around, and I was weighing up the options of how much it would cost to cancel his contract. Does he end up staying with the reserves? Do we have to find a way to reintegrate this absolute sausage back into the team? So that's not going to be the case now. He is going to be off on loan to Aston Villa. And honestly, I don't care. I just care that he's gone from Manchester United, and that is the positive. Now, it is a massive shame because he came to Manchester United with the sort of hype that's reserved for genuine Galacticos. And the reason he had that hype was because he was basically a genuine Galactico. £75 million signing from Borussia Dortmund, a winger that absolutely destroyed the Bundesliga. There was flair, there was assists, there was goals. He could play on the left, he could play on the right, he was playing with swagger. He wasn't even playing like a traditional winger, really. He was playing sort of in the half space. The kind of player that, if he was on form, would be playing in this system for Ruben Amorim and absolutely ripping it up. You know, we thought we were going to get the long-term right-wing solution that had lingered for years and years. Instead, we got 2.5 years of frustration, of excuses, of just, just a player that's defies logic, frustration, fallout. And that's what his spell at United has sort of been defined by. Less by brilliance, more by absence. Long spells, not even just away from the club, which he's been, but away from football, away from the squad. Personal issues, fitness, clashes with managers. He's been an absolute ghost and a lingering bad smell in the dressing room. And, for when he did play, there was even moments of good finishing, silky little dribbles, but he did not justify his price tag. And I think there's a definite case here to be made that he has been the worst signing in Manchester United history. There's absolutely a case that you can make for that. Managers have said his training levels weren't up to scratch. Sancho was hitting back on social media, essentially calling the manager a liar. And there's only one way that's going to go from there. And then multiple other people have come into the club and gone, attitudes aren't right. And I guess Sancho's was one of those that wasn't right. He'd been training with the reserves, then he's been frozen out entirely. United has stumbled through campaigns without viable options on that side. Anthony got bombed out of the squad. The situation with Greenwood developed. And all the meanwhile, Sancho should have been there to mop it up and go and forge himself, not just like a starting spot, but a genuine career at the top level, because he had the talent to do that. So he goes to Villa. Follows Marcus Rashford there, who went on loan towards the back end of last season. What version of Jadon Sancho are they going to get? Are they going to get the guy that came back to England and has just disappointed when he went back on loan to Dortmund, disappointed when he went back to Chelsea, is disappointed at Manchester United? Are they going to get the kid that embarrassed fullbacks for fun, who link play beautifully, who chipped in with 20-plus goal contributions a season? Or are they getting the disruptive dressing room smell, the widge, the one that hides, that looks like he actually doesn't even want to be a footballer anymore, the one that wants to, I don't even know what he wants to do, just not turn up, I don't know what his issue is. I genuinely don't. If it's the former, if it's the player that we all saw in the Bundesliga, if Emery can horse whisper his way around into having a player that is able to do the things we actually know that they're capable of, then it's an absolute masterstroke from him. I don't think it's going to be that. From United's perspective, I think it's just a relief of finally getting him off the books. Now, the inability to sell him was probably on the cards because of the priors that have gone down with him. But, you know, it was a signing that was meant to be part of a long-term rebuild. And here we are with another big money attacker heading out the door without ever delivering. It's another name on the list alongside Sanchez, Di Maria, Lukaku. And Lukaku looks like a raging success alongside some of these. Anthony. Countless others that couldn't make it work at Old Trafford. And obviously there's bigger questions here. Have United fixed those problems that were inherent in our recruitment of some of those failures? Can we fix our perception of being someone that signs players that end up humiliating the club and causing the chaos that he has caused with his public sort of decrying of the things that have happened? It hopefully now is the beginning of the end of this saga of United being such a soft touch in who we buy, such a soft touch in who we sell. But maybe it's the establishment of a manager that's able to elicit control. He told Garnacho he could go. Garnacho has gone. He has told Sancho, you're not wanted. Sancho has gone. Told Marcus Rashford, you're not wanted. Marcus Rashford has gone. You know, Malacia obviously is doing the EasyJet tour. He's all over the EasyJet website today trying to get himself a move. That could end up materialising by the end of the day. Is there more to go? Are there more players that we could see leave Manchester United today? You know, Jadon Sancho's not a teenager anymore. This is a player that should be playing football in his prime. You know, this is a player that should be looking to be playing week in, week out, wherever he goes, not hiding and dicking around. You know, this move could be pivotal because it is the end of him at Manchester United now. You know, from a Sancho perspective, it isn't just a loan, it's a test of his mentality, his professionalism and his hunger. From a United perspective, it is hopefully drawing a line under what has been a horrendous sort of moment in this club's history. Just that poor decision making in terms of transfers, poor sort of due diligence. I'm a YouTuber. I don't have the resources to go and find out what someone's like off the pitch properly with objectivity. When it comes to the likes of Sancho, we know his mates. His mates are going to tell you he's a good lad. You need to go and do the real due diligence. I don't have the resources to do that. So from my perspective, I thought this is a great signing. Because what we just saw at Dortmund, how could you not think he's a great signing? Now, yeah, the Dortmund to Premier League sort of exchange rate's not been a good one, has it? And Florian Wirtz is sort of finding that out a little bit at the moment. I don't know why. You know, logically, it shouldn't be too much different, but it clearly is. There's clearly something about the German game and the English game that don't mesh too well. For Villa, it's very low risk and it's potentially high reward. For United, damage limitation, you know, and it's over, finally. So, wait, hang on. Has Sancho had his +1 activated? So United have still got to maybe try and find a buyer for him at the end. Maybe there's more to this to come. I don't know. Give us your thoughts on Sancho. Is it actually over or is it just been kicked down the road a little bit? I thought his contract was up at the end of next season. At the end of this season, sorry. If he gets his +1 activated because United want to protect the value of him, I think that's a bad idea, to be honest. I'd rather him just go. I mean, I was contemplating just sacking him, to be honest. I think that might be an option for us. But anyway, please give us your thoughts on this. See you in a bit.